Hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's lovely and sunny here, so I hope it is with you. Seems that you're doing your gardening and all sorts, so that's nice. It's nice to be able to get out, isn't it, and do a bit like that. Light shining, but look at these. Oh my goodness. When I saw these came through from Pink Ink, and as I think many of you may have already noticed that I've already mentioned about the guinea pig one, um, I just had to have these, but unfortunately, so did most of the world. So the first batch is very limited, but I know they're going to be coming back. They're not even, I don't think they've even been on the TV at the moment. So I know they will be coming back because I think that these must just be some of the most popular Pink Ink designs that they've done because so many people love cats and dogs, and for me, the guinea pigs as well. So I am going to go along with a challenge sort of thing. And do you remember a little while ago I brought out a sketch and I had to work with the sketch? Well, that's what I'm going with today. So that's our sketch, and if you recall, I did it in such a way so that it's got no measurements on it, and I find that with the measurements, they can be a bit restrictive because a lot of the layouts that you see like this on Pinterest and on various challenge things and that, they say that they've got to be for a scrapbook page. And I don't know that this has to. I think this is ideal for actually a card. So that's the image that I'm going to be working with, the actual plan. And I'm just going to work through, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to work on the dog because I just love the dog. I'll show you the back of these stamps. This is the dog. So it's got two dogs, Jeeves and Woofster. So a little sort of Jack Russell and a little Mr. Scruff. Absolutely gorgeous with a few little elements that go with it. And on the back of the pussycat, you can see them. So you've got, again, a sort of top half image of a beautiful cat and another little puss there with a mouse and, the cat's whiskers, a little bit of an embellishment, fish for dinner and meow. Absolutely beautiful. I love the shading on all of these and the way that I'm going to do it today, which is something that we've done before with just pulling the ink out, is really, possible for everybody because that's what we like, possible for everybody. So subsequently, I have chosen a palette to work with as well as my image. My palette is going to be my sort of browns and this type of thing. And I'm also going to have a piece of watercard, and this one is Bockingford. Now, I have used it before because it for me, it's a cold press one, I think. Oh, blimey, I always get those mixed up, whether it's cold or hot. No, it's a hot press one, that's right, because it's been ironed out and irons are hot. That's how I should have remembered it. So I like the fact that it's lovely and smooth. So it's a smooth finished. It is expensive. So I only keep it for very special occasions, but I reckon that this is one. I've gone with an 8x8 craft coloured card, which is a pre-scored blank. So I've already gone with that. And I'm going along with brownie colours, as you can see. So I have already chosen some of my backgrounds. So my first piece, because I do like to give it a first colour, it's going to be the chocolate brown there. And I've also done a chocolate brown and a creamy colour. They actually call it peach for the inside. So that's my card basis, and all my other elements I'm just going to pick up. I've just sort of chosen a few colours, got a couple of patterned paper, and I've also got some textured card here, which is in the wood grain, which I can't remember where I got that from. I've had it for years. I think I got it in one of those I was going to say pick your own, but you could sort of choose how many different coloured cards and that you wanted and put them all in a pack, that sort of thing, I think. So first of all, I'm going to start off with my watercolour card, and I'm going to do my little image. So let's bring in my little boy. I say little boy, it might be a little girl, but I think it's more likely a little boy. So I'm going to bring in my Bockingford watercolour card. I've just chopped that in half, as that's how I'm going to work with it. And I'm going to bring in just the head piece here, because again, if you refer to the image, you could choose, sorry, if you refer to the sketch design, I could easily put my big boy in the middle there, but I prefer just to put my little boy in the middle. And I'm actually not going to make it as a circle, because the whole idea of these sketches is that you adapt to whatever you have. It gives you a basis and you adapt to whatever you have. So if you wanted to put some flowers in the corner there instead of a sentiment, that's fine. You know, you do however you wish. So let's get this little chap down. Let's get him around the right way for a start, and I'll pop a little bit of magnet on there just to hold him down. So I'm going to pop him there so it gives me some space around to use as well. And in order to colour him in, because I want to pull the colour from him, I'm going to use some distress inks, and I'm actually going to use them in two different colours. I've got brushed corduroy and tea dye, and it's because I want him in two sort of different colours. So I'm going to put some random colours on, random places, and I probably have to ink him up a couple of times in order to make sure that we've got every little bit in a good quality. So I'll just pop that into the corner again and go over for the first time to get my stamp. And you can see that, oh, it was beautiful. So then I'm going to go over that again and again, just randomly pop those colours in, and a little bit of this one as well, just going over to just make sure that he's all colours. Again, just pop that over there like that. And there you can see, beautiful boy. He is lovely, isn't he? So to start off with, pop that to one side. I'll take that one out because I will need the stamping platform in a little minute. But for now, we've just got our little chap. So just to very simply colour him, I'll bring this down a bit so that you can see a bit more. I'm just going to take an aqua brush, and I'm not going to add any more ink. I'm simply going to just pull out the colour that is already there. So I've got water in there, and I'm just going to go over and just pull down the colour that is already there. So at the bottom, I'm just going to bring it down a bit further than I normally would, because I want him to look as if he's got a proper neck. And yes, it does make it bleed, but that's the whole idea. We just want to make that show up a bit more. Okay, so we're just bringing that colour down. So it's really a lovely way of doing the colouring here, because the colouring is already there, which I think is brilliant. So now I'm just going to go over by his ears, and I'm just going to pick up that colour and just make his little brown ears. And so anywhere where he has got some darker shading in the stamp itself is where I'm going to go over with my brush, and then blending it into the whiter areas, although he may well have white ears. So again, what I love about these is because you have got such a lot of detail in this stamp, you have got the ability to make this so easily. I find that a lot of stamps can have, if you're really good at colouring, they can look fantastic, but not everybody is good at colouring. And so it's nice to be able to achieve something, but not be, you know, Rembrandt. So all I'm doing is just with this watercolour brush, I'm just using the water that's in the barrel, and I'm just bringing that wherever there is a bit of shading on there, I'm just bringing that in, just dotting that about to make our little boy. Keep calling him a little boy. So there we go, and a little bit over his muzzle. And I think we'll keep him so that he does look as if he has got a bit of a white muzzle there. But just again, bringing that in, using the stamp, using the images on the stamp just to bring that down. And there he is, coming out from your paper. Just gorgeous. And the same can be done with the cats and the guinea pigs and all the rest. But I am going to leave that bit in the white because I think that he probably has got a little bit of white face there. So also with the stamp set, you have got a couple of other little bits. You've got a little paw, a bone, some words and some sort of flowery type things. But you've also got some already splatted splats. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm going to pop that onto a smaller acrylic block. Not really ideal to be able to do in your stamping platform. You can, but not particularly ideal. I'm going to take the same inks, the same colour inks that I had, and I'm just going to not go too mad, but just go a bit random around him. So as if he has been splattered. Okay, and I'm not going to go too close, but I think that you need to go in different ways. And again, you could just splatter this. That looks lovely as well. Just going to turn it around. And I am going to trim this down anyway, so I'm not over precious about the fact that we need to be everywhere. But I think it just looks like he's just shaking himself, doesn't it? Or is it just me? Whatever. It could be Sidney, Stella. You're so right. Yeah, this definitely could. Oh, sorry. No, I've got two people with dogs called Stella. Oh, dogs called Stella. Dogs called Sidney. I'm sorry, Sue. Yeah, it could be little Sidney. And there's another little. No, it's Rodney, isn't it? Little Rodney. Oh, I'll get it right in a minute. Got another lady that's got a little Rodney. But it can be any dog. And if you did this in a grey, which is more like our little friend Sidney is, it would be ideal. But yeah, so it looks as if he's given himself a good old shake and the water's gone everywhere. But I've chosen the same colours of my inks so that it's all looking as if it blends together. I find that that looks quite nice like that. Okay, now just going to my image, my sketch, and I'm just thinking, okay, he's going to go in the middle, and I think I'm going to put a little sentiment there. Now, I know the sentiment says to put it there, but I think I'm going to go down there. So I'm actually going to pop him back into my stamping platform. And then I'm going to use the sentiment from the set, which says I didn't do it. Because he looks as if that's what he's saying, don't you think? And I'm going to pop that down right into sort of his body here, as if he's actually saying it. And I'm going to be, I think I'm going to try and go with the same colour ink. I'm not 100% sure about this. Don't want to mess it up, really. Should I try it first? Let's try it on a bit of paper first, just in case. Yeah, I think that will be okay. I just, I'm not all that keen on using distress inks to actually stamp images because they don't come out as crisp as I like them. But in actual fact, I think perhaps that's okay. So just hold that there for a second. Yeah, I didn't do it. Oh, bless him. Right, I can't help it, you know. I just love him. So let's make him into a proper card then. And let's bring our elements that we need in order to make this card. So again, I'm going to bring in my actual sketch. So you can see that the sketch could be made in different ways. I could go with a sort of like a thin panel down the bottom here. If you see what I mean, like a strip that would come down there. or I could have two wider panels, and this leaves a blank panel in the middle. And then we've got two pieces there, one which is looking like a square, and that one's more of a rectangle, but you could do two squares. And then of course our image in the middle. So I've got my base, which is going to be my brown there, and going to go and have a look what that we've got to go with. And I think I'm going to use my wooden card there. Wooden card, feels like it. It's very, very good stuff. And I'm going to use that as two panels from here. I'm going to use these two panels on there. So now I need to just measure it and decide what sort of measurement I'm going to have on there, and get out my guillotine there to cut that. So I know that that was 19 by 19. So I'm going to cut, need my other one for that, don't I? Get my bigger one. So I'm going to cut a piece that's 19 centimetres. So no, not 19. We need that 18 and a half, don't we? Because we need to take a little bit off. So 18 and a half. And then if I cut two panels that were, let's say, 8 by 8, I think that might just do the trick. But again, there's no main measurement. You just go for whatever you think might be the way that you want your card to look. So, put my card back in, and my panels are going to go either side like that. Yeah, so you can see that that's my two panels coming up here. Now I've got to work on my two panels here. So I'm going to get some more of my brown card, the same coloured card that I had just now. And I'm going to use some of Spotty Muldoon's card as well. So I'm just going to go for a random size, and I think I'm just going to go for, what should we say, 10 by 10? Yeah, let's give it a go. Let's see what a 10 by 10 looks like. So a 10 by 10, and then I'm going to use that other piece because that's a bit bigger. We'll use that other piece for down the bottom. So they're going to be like that. And as that was 10 by 10, we need this one at 9.5 by 9.5. And that's going to fit onto there. And then because we don't know what that measurement is, it's 9.5 by 10.5. Just about do that. That's good. 9.5 by 10.5. Oh, already done that one anyway. So that's going to be our base there. And now we just need our image, which I'm not going to do a circle. I'm going to do a square. And I'm going to give him this as the background as well. So let's see how much of our boy we need. I think he can be, let's cut him out. So we just trim him down to whatever we think, and then we can work out what size we want to go from there. So if we say that is 13 by, let's make it 12.5 by 12.5. So as I say, that's what these sketches are all about. There's no rhyme or reason as to what size, what colour you use, what anything you use like that. And that's why they're so fab. If you're stuck in a rut and you really don't know what size, what you want to do and how to do it, if you get hold of one of these sketches, and maybe if you're thinking of doing a card, you use that today or in the next few days, and you might find yourself with something really lovely to do. Okay, see you later, Nikki. So there is my little boy, and as I say, really you know, you don't have to be any good at colouring. Just colour with a blendable ink, like a distress ink, and just bring him out like that. So let's pop our card together. And he's going to be like that. So here is the sketch that I'm going with. And I'm just possibly going to put a sentiment, maybe not. Let's just see how he goes. So, oh, one more thing. I wanted to do the inside. So because it's craft card, I've given it an extra bit inside. And I've got some nice corners that I wanted to use. So I'm going to pop that in there. I'm going to grab my corner stamps and just going to pop that in the corner so that I can just, I'm going to use Versafine Clair in Pine Cone, so it is a browny colour. Probably come out quite dark here, but just want to do that so that I've got something a bit nicer than just a blank piece in the middle. And then I'm going to go for the opposite corner because I think that the actual stamp itself is probably too big to do it in all four corners. So I'm just going to go for this opposite corner, just ink him up. I don't know why I said that was a him either, but still, there you go. So that just makes it a pretty insert. Nothing, I mean, it's nothing to do with the full design as such, but I just think that that looks rather nice. So let's get our card all together. This is the reveal part, I suppose you could say. So let me get me some glue. So I'm going to put down my brown layer first. So this inside that I'm doing first. Okay. And as I said, I've chosen an 8x8. So the measurements have to fit for an 8x8, but you can choose and fit this sort of idea to any size that you have got, any size card that you like working with. So let's pop this one in here, just leaving a little border all the way around. Oops, there we go. So that's the inside of the card. And on the outside, so we start off with our same brown so that it all looks as if we're working on the same card, which we obviously are. And we put that piece down first. Now, obviously, you can just put it all down in one layer, layer on top of a layer, but I'm actually going to work with a bit of foam in a minute. But I am going to put these two panels down first, and they are going to be just flat, okay? Because there's texture on the card, and as I said, I got this card years ago from a craft store, or craft show, I suppose. I don't actually know where I got it from, but I just thought with the browny colours it looked quite nice. And in real life, if you were to see it, you can see hopefully. But it's actually embossed. Well, more than embossed. It's a funny texture, but it's nice. So that's our base. So coming back again, checking that that's how we want. As I say, I could have just done this one panel down the centre and it could be like that. And again, it could be quite different. So I'm just going to pop these bits together. So I think I'm going to call him Sidney. So put little Sidney on there first. And he can go there just with a little border. Pop him to one side. And then, as I said, just picked up an old bit of paper pad that I had. I think it was Paper Tree Lakeside Blooms, but it's from a long time ago. And I just felt that the brown looked quite nice, but you could have an embossed piece of card. You could stamp the little paw prints on there because that would look really nice. So there's lots of scope for you to be able to do this. So I'm going to turn these over now. And I'm going to pop a little bit of foam on them. And again, I'm not going to be frugal with the foam. Oh, because I don't want it to sag down. I just want it to hold it and be a nice border there. So I'm going to put plenty on there so that that fits in okay there. And onto here as well. When my guinea pig saw the guinea pig one, he's taken that and he's going to have a go at that one, apparently. He told me before he went outside this morning. He said he'd like to have a go at that. So you never know. I thought if I leave it there whilst I'm away, he may get on to doing something with it, because as you recall, this is going to be the last YouTube live just for a short while whilst I finally go and see my little grandson. So we're all getting very excited about that. Any orders placed either today or tomorrow will hopefully be able to still go out. And there are some workshop packs going out and all sorts of things. So there's lots of things going out still because I don't go away just yet, but this will be the last live until such time as I do. So just going to pop that there, bring in my panel again just to show you that that's this panel is going down on here. And then this little panel is going to cross over up here. So just pop some tape onto there, and that one goes there. And then old Sid, he's going to go in the middle there like that. Old Sid. He doesn't look old, does he? But he's going to have a bit of foam as well, because we want him to sit uppermost. And I have just remembered that years ago, I don't know what I've done with them now, but I will try and find them, because years ago I had some, as you may recall, that there used to be, or probably still is, but I'm just not familiar with it anymore, a real phase about having some, they called them buttons, but they hardly looked like buttons to me. And they were things like, I don't know, little strawberries and little flowers, but made out of sort of a resin that you could stick on your cards and things. And I do recall that I've got some actual little paw prints that would look really nice on this. I'm just trying to think. I'm looking and thinking at the same time, because I think I had a punch as well. Only just thought about that. Ooh, come on, Sid, let's get you round the right way. Check the cards round the right way. Good plan to do that. And pop my little boy in there like that. Okay, so just thinking how to finish. Now we've got a suggestion here for a sentiment, but in all honesty, I don't know that I want a sentiment there. What do you think? I think that what I want is something more in these corners here. So that's what I'm going to go for. And again, all of these sketches are for an idea. Okay, but I've decided actually I don't want a sentiment here. So I'm just going to go for some little corner pieces here. Sorry, I'm just leaning over because I changed my mind at the last minute, as you do. And I'm just going to get some of these corner dies out. And I'm going to go with them. So these, I'm afraid to say, are no longer available because I've had them a long, long time and I just use them an awful lot. So they're John Next Door's, oh, I can't remember, hold on, decorative corners. But any corner die is ideal. So I'm just going to get that with a scrap of the brown card that I was using. Tape those down. I don't want them moving about. And then just pop them into my machine. And I think that'll be just about the finishing touch. But you could put pearls, you can finish off in any way. So, yeah, could do with some little doggy embellishments. Candy dots, yeah, all sorts. And that's, again, another beauty of having the idea but you go with it, because sometimes we're just stuck with for an idea. But once we've, you know, pick up some colours, pick the plan, pick the not the plan, the picture, the sketch, and then just go with a colour and then work from there. You may well change it, as I have changed it, but you can hopefully see that the basis is there. So it just gives you an idea of where you could be going. Oops. So I'm just going to get a bit of sticky specs, because that is rather an intricate pattern to lay down. That's just going to go in this corner here. And I've gone with this decorative corner because of the fact that I've got a lot of squares going on. I just think that it goes better than one of the other corners that I've got. But again, try and get that evenly matched. There we go. There is our boy, our Sidney. Our Sidney. Now let me just clear the decks so that you can see. Put them away in a second. So that you can see our Sidney. Or any other dog. Little Rodders from Devon. I shall wave to you when we go past, Stella, if you're listening. So the beautiful pink ink cards, which I think are just, the designs are beautiful. So as I said, I have got very limited stock left of those, and they're over on the Facebook Live section. Have you heard if the show is on in September? What show are we talking about? Jeanette, not sure what show we're talking. Oh, Farnborough. I beg your pardon. No, I haven't. I haven't heard. The Farnborough show. That one's nearest to us, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't heard. I do see things are sort of starting to being spoken about. It would be nice if it is, but I'm still not quite sure whether I would go in September to a big event. I can't say. I don't know, really. I'd have to think about that one. Oh, I beg your pardon. Oh, I am going to have to take that call, folks. I'm so sorry. I must take that call. I'll be back in just a second. Hello? Yes, we can. Sorry, have you all gone home? I'm so sorry about that. I was expecting an important call and it came just at the end. So thank you. Thank you for still staying here. Um, yeah, so I shall be away. There won't be any YouTubes or Sunday specials or anything until Sunday the 23rd. I will be back. In the meantime, the website is open if anyone wants anything, but do please just bear in mind that it's not going to be going out. If you haven't ordered it before tomorrow, really, it's not going to be going out until we come back. So it'll be Monday the 24th that will be going out. Okay. I'm glad you were still there. Oh dear, life gets in the way, doesn't it? So yeah, we're going to see our little boy, and all of my children are going to come down there as well, because he's going to be, a little boy's going to be a year old. So we're looking forward to that. And I'm going to sit and look at little Sid. So thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you for holding on. I do appreciate that. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you when I get back. Thank you very much. Bye.